Can you hear me?
That's so cute.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
My screen went black.
Oh. Heather, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Sorry.
I'm
Why don't you
telling you,
again tell
maybe I shouldn't have called in my Fae friends. Can you see me?
I can see you.
You can see me? I can't see you guys.
Oh no.
All right, hang on.
I've
There
been
we
having
go.
issues with StreamYard too.
I'm back. And she's back.
And she's back. What the
Good
Fae?
Lord, what the Fae? You know
What
what?
the
I
Fae?
called them in and they're messing with me right now.
They're having fun. They're
Hey,
poking.
hey, guys.
The guy with the spoon through the nose, he's having fun with you.
I absolutely love Brian Froud. I was getting ready to do a banner and my hello everybody.
Ginger's our fairy godmother.
Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Okay, for those of you who don't know, my screen went black on me, but you can still see and hear me. It's a good thing I wasn't picking my nose or anything.
Hey, at least we were thinking we were live and talking for about 10 or 15 minutes, Ginger.
Exactly. Exactly.
Why are they not
Hello.
live?
Hello. And
that was
is
our last show.
anybody in there?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody.
And
I am going to make a little bit of a. Okay. Let me just do one quick banner. The reason why we are here tonight.
Got our little fake crowns on. Happy May Day, everybody. That was yesterday, but still Beltane and May Day and Mary's Day and all that good stuff.
Okay, so we are here. We are not there. We are here.
We are here. We are there. We are here. There. There where?
Here, there, and everywhere. And let's try that again.
We are everywhere these days, Ginger. You're everywhere these days. Every time I turn around, you're popping up doing a show on someone's channel.
You should talk. Okay.
I have a few of mine, but we gotta get her up now to 600. You've made the 500 mark. Now let's get her up to 6.
Oh my gosh! So I still can't type right. Okay. So hey everybody. Take 2, 3, and 5,000, and it's still it's working for me. Mercury retrograde seems to have snapped on. You know, there's a rubber band sometimes, and he just snaps.
Really?
Snapping in.
I noticed that. I was supposed to be over on the 25th, but yeah, Mercury, he's having too much fun with us. He says, hey, I'm going to hang around a little while.
No, actually, I think he just handed over to Murphy, and now we're in Murphy's Law. So, anyway, so. All right, let me get over here. So, today we are doing a little chat, and so I've been a big fan of Brian Froud before I knew who Brian Froud was. So we're going to be talking about his artwork, his accomplishments, because you may not know the name of Brian Froud, but you do know, and I'll talk about it in a minute, a couple things that he's done. So we'll be chatting a little bit, and then among the plethora of things in the artwork, he has created oracle decks, and so
Ginger's crown of thorns is giving her a hard time. We were joking and calling it her crown of thorns.
It's the thorn on my side. Anyway, I can't even put this in right. So yeah, so he created oracle decks, and I've got the Heart of the Faerie.
Oh.
And Heather has Faerie Oracle.
This was gifted to me last year for our anniversary.
Yeah, I got excited when you got that one. I have that one as well. These here's how much I've loved them all these years. Mm-hmm. They've been beat up. They are pretty much out of print. This one or the other, I can't remember. You can still find, but reasonable, but yet, you know those out of print prices that you can get from everybody.
Yeah, but the one that you get now at the stores, they're still, I mean, it's a nice
Yeah,
thick
they
book,
come in chunky books.
and
So
it's a lot of information that I'm like, okay, I am not going to remember probably half of this, but let's just, I mean, it's so insightful. It's beautiful. When you just want a quick little bibliomatica message, you just flip through, you look down, and boom, there's just so much that the author writes about the cards. It's wonderful. I love
beautiful.
it. And it's springtime, so now I can take it to the park and then sit and read and connect with the Fae at the park while reading the book. That's my plan.
Okay, and then a little bit on after the chat, we will maybe pull some cards. So let's hang out together for a moment, and I'll give the signal when we start pulling cards, and then we can just say pick me, or.
Oh, tomorrow is Allison's boy's birthday, Wyatt. So happy birthday! Early birthday to Wyatt. 22. Wow.
All right, let's get
people
this.
In chat.
Yep, I'm going to start saying hi to everybody so we can get going. So,
Ramona.
Other than Heather herself, Ramon was in the chat first. Hello, Ramon. Oh my gosh.
Too bad I can't do the hearts on mine. It doesn't work.
I know. I don't know what program is that.
I know. Allison's starting to do it. I'm
here.
like, how do you do it? Nancy.
We got to figure that out. Viviane here. I'm going to try to do this quickly because we have a lot to chat and we'd love to pull cards for everybody using these beautiful decks. So thank you, Viviane. Shawwoman's here. Shawwoman. Did I say that right? Shawwoman.
Yes,
Shawwoman. She said Shawwoman. I love that. And then Flowing's here. She says hi and hi. And we have Brendan's here.
Hi, Brendan.
And then we have Sirens are here. I had motorcycles out the front. I'm like, just when I want to go up and meditate, my neighbor decides to have biker buddies over.
People are going crazy here in the falls. We had a chase last week and all over the county, and then stuff you see on TV.
Rituals here. Gentle Journeys here. I'm trying to do this quickly, and oh my God, my computer screen went black, but I was back.
But she's back.
I was back in black.
Yep. I'm back in black.
Oh, Fiona. Hi, Fiona. Oh, we did a wonderful reading for Fiona the other night.
Oh, that's a Fae name right there, Fiona.
It is. It is. So is Flowing. We have Silent Victory. Hello, hello, and welcome. We have Jeff is here.
Hey, Jeff.
Lori's here. I'm keeping going and going and going.
And for tonight, I decided to do some haikus for my singer card. So everybody will get a reading from me with a haiku to go along with it. So that'll be fun. Where's the maypole? Moira, be good girl. Actually, my staff is in the corner over there. I can't get them, but
mine's downstairs. Actually,
with the Fae, y'all.
It is. My mother had crafted two, one for herself and one for my grandmother, and I kept one of them.
Yeah, I got my staff. I went out to the woods when I was in Arizona and went walking through the woods and asking and saying I would like a staff. It was on my birthday, and I said, if it's meant to be. And a few minutes later, lo and behold, there it was.
Right. Hey, Sonia's here. Rossi's here. Naira's here. Mama's here.
Mama Sushi.
Those pictures.
I know I saw
are angelic and fairy-like and all the above. Hashtag Heather made me do it.
Yeah, well.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this thing here is like 30 years old. This was from my very first Renaissance festival that I went to when I was 28 or 27. One of them.
One up. This one is just one of those cheapy ones from.
So 98. Yep, going almost 30 years.
Wow.
I was in my 20s.
98. I was already in my 30s. No?
Yeah.
Yes, I was. Kristen's here. Hey, Kristen.
Kristen Louise.
All right. I think. Okay. So Let's
Oh,
get
thank you,
going.
Ramon. He says the look suits us both.
Oh, I just need to add a little more flowers to mine. And leaves. I'm loving the leaves. I just need a new one, period.
Flowing,
Okay.
we all need a crown. I know right now Walmart's got some pretty little tiaras, for sale for people with their graduations and stuff.
Right, right. Okay. So this can't stay on much longer. These are twigs and I got these off my wisteria. I made me a little, this actually goes on my witch hat. It goes over the witch hat. So I was borrowing it because I felt this was a little lacking, but okay. All right.
I think it's pretty.
Our thinking cap back on. All right. So Brian Froud. Okay. Who raised their hands? Who knows Brian? Who knows Brian?
I heard of Brian in my 20s and I saw the artwork, just never resonated with it until I got older, and then it was just like one day, wow, it just finally hit me.
Yeah. So in like in 80, probably 2 or 3, I was junior, senior in high school, and I got this calendar, and it was called the Pressed Faerie calendar. And it was so adorable. I didn't know it was a Brian Froud thing. So, and if you will, everybody hold off on questions because we're going to do a little chat first, and I will never find your question once we start again. So hold off until I say, hey. So anyways, so we're talking early 80s, and I carried that calendar forever. And then one day I'm like, well, how sad. I'm carrying around dead fairies. That's not cool. So I got rid of it. I know. I got rid of it. And then when I started my spiritual journey, I got these 2 decks back to back, basically. And then I realized that was the artist to the fairies, pressed fairies. So I searched for the calendar and I couldn't find it, but what I did find was Lady Collington's pressed fairy book.
I think my friend Christine had that.
It is the cute, let me see if I can get some. So it's like she went along, instead of collecting flowers, she went around.
Oh my goodness, and splat. Oh jeez.
Splatting all the fairies.
Oh my goodness.
It's sad but cute at the same time. And oh, look at this guy.
Oh, he looks so sad.
So what she did was she did this but made it a journal and wrote about everything. And it's the most adorable book. And I'm so glad I was able to find it. And then I cut some more, but we'll just space things out. So let me share with you. So our background that you see around us is Brian Froud's work. And so he does this very unique elementals and fairies and trolls. And let me just do this real quick. So we have this.
Oh, you can do that. That's cool.
Let me get this up here. So Brian Froud, first let me see. Brian Froud. This is Brian Froud. I chose this picture because it was so like steampunk and
yeah,
it's just so him. But what you all in chat might know him from is 2 movies. One is The Dark Crystal. And so that was out in, I believe, 1983. And of course, that was a crazy, crazy movie. I thought I had, okay, here's some more images of The Dark Crystal. So when we start pulling cards, you'll recognize some of these characters.
I think Jim Henson did the puppets, didn't he?
He did the puppets, but Brian Froud was all, he was the inspiration. He designed them. He did the artwork. And then, of course, the other movie he did, you may know of, was Labyrinth.
I've never seen that.
It was so long ago. Here's my favorite picture.
David
of course,
Bowie.
you would know why, And he did such a wonderful job in the movie. It's hard for me to see my own images down here. I did have. Oh, I like this one. So in this image, you see all the characters in the movie, and as I said, um, when we start pulling cards, you'll be able to see the similarities there. So I just wanted to real quick. This is our background that we're using tonight. So he does a lot. What I love, he does very elemental collages, and they are just so fascinating. And you can stare at one picture, and they're in the cards as well, for hours. I mean, they're hiding everywhere. I don't know. Can you see my pointer? Okay, they are just hiding everywhere. They're just. I mean, you could just, like I said, stare at this for hours. So he does, creatures. And here's his green man. I love this picture.
Oh, I love
I love this picture.
And we love the green man here.
And then he does the most beautiful fairies as well. There's the fairy queen. The one
his art is just luminous.
This is just so me, that kind of thing. I just love this stuff. And then he does quirky. So he has a lot of fun with his art too. And here's one more. And then one of my favorite little characters.
Aww.
So, anyways, that's a little introduction of who. Oh, hello. Apparently, little Sprite didn't want to go away yet. It's like,
no, wanted to stay.
He's hogging my screen. So, yeah, so this is what we're going to do tonight. Just chat a little bit about Heather and I chatting about. If anybody else has either one of these Oracle decks in chat, let us know your experience with them. Oh, Allison, it is. It's funny. I dropped the ball. I didn't have a good week. And 9:00 at night, I'm like, I need to make a thumbnail. So I saw that and I'm like, that's perfect backdrop too.
And Moira asked the number one fairy deck. So I think she might be asking, I don't know if chat or you and I, what's our number one fairy deck? For a while, this is the only one that I had. But then last month, I got the Shadowscapes, which is a fae based by Stephanie Pullman Law. And so I'm just really getting into fae cards for the first time. So I just love both that I have.
Yeah. And I'm trying to do something that didn't work. Gotta do this. And then Nancy has the same deck you have.
Love the artwork.
Allison was saying that Labyrinth is one of her favorite movies. And I mean, you just, oh, how fun. Amanda says my cat's name is Ludo after that movie.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so yeah, number one fairy deck. It's funny, and I might go. I think I have shared this before, but in case no one in the chat has heard me, I gotta take this off. It's poking me.
Not in a good way.
Growing up, I was all about the fairies, of course, and my first Oracle deck was. No, it wasn't Doreen Virtue's Fairy. That was the Fairy Tarot that came out.
I remember that, yes.
But my first Oracle deck was a Gothic Fairy deck. I'm looking. I have all my Gothic decks right over there. I can't think of it all of a sudden. Oh, it's right in my face. Enchanted Fairy. It's very anyways, I don't know if I have a favorite yet because I'm kind of still searching for that perfect deck because what comes close, well, let me go backtrack here. Fairy and fays. So fairies for me are what you see in Disney, flying around the flowers. Tinkerbell, of course. I collected Tinkerbell. But when I started on my spiritual path, I started learning about the world of the Fae, which is elemental, all earthly elementals. Some have wings, some do not. And I think one of my favorite Fae decks is the Woven Wisdom oracle. It has a little bit of everything, but a lot of Fae energy in it. But it's that artwork that's raw, slightly dark. So you were teasing me one night about having the Geiger tarot.
Oh, because it's so dark. It's like, wow,
I
it's like
am all,
ginger.
I'm more goth Fae than I am any other thing.
Like Amy Brown and
Yeah,
Jessica
well,
Galbraith kind
she's
of
not.
maybe.
I don't consider her goth Fae. She's fairy. I don't consider her Fae.
Okay.
But I was teased. I don't know if you saw it in the chat that I'm all into sci-fi.
Oh, sci-fi. Okay.
Instead of sci-fi, I'm into sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all things all together ooky kind of things. But I don't know if I have a favorite. Like I said, I'm still the Hush Tarot. Okay,
That's what,
between
yeah,
Woven
Allison's
Wisdom
saying.
and the Hush Tarot are my top, I'm going to say, Fae decks. And then my fairy decks are just, they're beautiful and all. But I don't know.
Hi, Ivana.
I don't know. Hi, Ivana. Anyways, what about you? You don't
Okay.
have a very many fairy decks or Fae decks?
Actually, thinking about it, back in the day, I did with Doreen Virtue, but even back then, I knew that that wasn't a true real representation of fairy because not every fairy is all light and pretty and playful. For me, it was kind of like she was glossing over, and just making kind of people think that, well, when you work with the fairies, you're going to get, pretty wings and lighthearted. I mean, it was just kind of like for she was just skipping over and not and lost that balance. And so when I started seeing artwork like Amy Brown and Jessica, I'm like, okay, now we're getting into the more where, you know, not
The
everything
more
is
artistic.
entirely. And
Yeah.
then I learned more. There was a deck I did have a while back. I ended up falling out with the art, but it was called the Fairy Ring. And it was by the same people who did my Sacred Circle tarot. And like the last names are Franklin, Anna Franklin, and somebody else Franklin. And that's where they taught people about the Sealy Court and some of the, the darker, the Will o' the Wisp, and certain other ones that were more towards underworld kind of, and just gave you, let people
Mhm,
know
mhm.
that the world of the Fae is so much more than just, the pretty, glittery, fluffy Tinkerbells. So I really never really connected to a Fae deck until really last year when I was at the park and I was taking pictures of the flower beds. And I was taking a picture. I was just like drawn to this one area. As I'm taking the picture, I heard in my head, remember when you used to play with us?
Aw.
And when I was a little girl, my mom always had these beautiful flower beds. She had a green thumb. She can grow anything. And I remember as a kid playing and talking to my little imaginary friends within her flower beds and stuff. And my mom would tell me later on, yeah, you used to have, she goes, you talk to the flowers, you talk to, things that were inside the flowers. So for me, I always thought that that was sweet, but didn't think maybe that was still a part of who I was until
Right.
last summer. And then I started looking at, Brian Froud's artwork again. And I met another reader at a metaphysical shop, and she had the cards, and I was like, oh wow. And then it started resonating. I'm like, okay, I'm being pulled back in. So baby steps. And last year, Shan got this for me, and I've been waiting to read it, start working with it, and I wanted to wait till spring. So like I said in the beginning, I can go back to that park, sit down and start reading and connecting with the fairy that's in the area. And of course then I saw the shadowscapes. She's similar in the way she approaches her art, like Brian, putting images within images. You got
Mhm,
animals and
mhm.
you've got other fae all mixed in and dragons. So I'm slowly being brought back in.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Well, Nivra is saying nature is important to healing
yes.
and our physical bodies, and that um, helps answer. Let me go to my. Moira asked, "How do you work with Fae energy?" If I can find that again. So Fae energy is just very much more working with the earth elements and the energy of Gaia and the healing aspects of nature uh, and it's also like Fae is like we were saying, they look more. They would look. I have not actually seen, but in my mind's eye, it's very much Brian Froud world and Hush Tarot kind of thing. It's all elemental. It's all nature, and it's the light and the shadow side. So some of the best herbs for healing are the ugliest herbs, and so it's so the Fey world are very raw for me, very raw natured elemental beings, and I think if one popped out, it might startle us at first, because but how do we work with it? It's just, I believe it's all about honoring Gaia, honoring Mother Earth, and using what she gives us naturally, instead of chemical. I think we all need to go back to herbal remedies and naturopathic work and stuff like that. And so for me, Moira, that's how I would think working with the energy is like. And then, when you're meditating and working with them, they are kind of like our guides too, working, doing manifesting stuff, but more so with in alignment with Earth, Mother Earth, and stuff like that. So,
and you mentioned Hush Tarot, and that's something that's definitely on my list. I've seen Allison use it. I've seen you use it. It's a deck that's on my list as well.
mm-hmm.
So
I know we need to have a Allison. We need to get together and have a hush night.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And there's a little quote in here too that keeps sticking out. Every time I close the book and I open the book, it keeps coming up to this quote from Brian. I think I'm supposed to share it. So if you indulge me for just a momento,
for sure.
It says, "Fairy wings, formed of shining light, emotion, and energy, are the manifestation of the power of those beings that transcend the mundane world." So that kept opening up and wanting to be read. So there, it has been read. And what do you want? Come here.
And I'm going to share too the books that I have of his, other than my Coddington's Pressed Fairy book. Of course, I would have to have a fairy book. So this is a lot of his artwork. And so it's just a whole book. He's got several books of his artwork. I can't even see what I'm showing here. And he actually names them. And there's some pictures I can't show because, it's all about nudity, which is natural nature. Yeah. So God forbid we be...
YouTube, get over yourself.
Okay, like here, he says pixies often take the form of hedgehogs known as... Can't read his writing. Dislet. As urchins. I don't know. I can't even read his writing. So the way he does elves and look at this. We just
they're quite the character.
He's got to be like, I want him to be my friend. We would be very I'll show you another one too.
There's also a channel on YouTube. I've told Ginger about this before. It's called Scary Fairy Godmother, and that's the girl who reads, people send in real stories, about their experiences, and there's some that are fiction. But the way she tells the story, the images and everything, and it's not like scary as in it's scary, but it's just a cute little rhyme. But She goes, "This has been a visit from your scary fairy godmother." And
Yeah.
the stories are fun. They have themes to them. And Shannon and I like to play them and listen to them and have a cup of coffee and
Yeah,
stuff.
I happened upon her channel a couple of years ago. I like to.
She's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. She just
Um,
released one last week or this week, didn't she? Yes, she did.
I had a Tinkerbell lamp and I finally got rid of it. I thought I need to grow up a little bit.
Aww,
Just
cute.
a little bit. But and then the last book I have is it's called The Runes of Elfland. So he has made
Runes. Right
yes.
up Louisa's alley.
So anyways, I'll just show a couple, So
I love how the colors are so vibrant and saturated.
Yeah. So he's got his this is the room of good Lord. Okay, so his rune of wealth comes with a charm as well. I think that's Fehu, by the way. It says, "I am keys and rings, elfland's leaves, and a hard, bright lie, companion of bones, child of luxury, and born on the pyre. I am the gift you cannot keep, but bringer of good fortune when given away." So this whole, I'm trying to find a good picture here. That's a scary picture. No. There's some scary fairies, let me tell you.
There's some. But
all right,
some of the stories are fabulous.
I'll read one more. Okay. So, the Rune of Joy, which is, he doesn't even say which rune it is other than Rune of Joy. I forget the, it's over there. I'm not going to get it. Anyway,
hello,
the charm. Hi,
Jonathan.
Let me read the charm for the Rune of Joy. The living moment is the place of joy. Fleeting shadows promise. Lightning flash, bursting bud, flowering fragrance, raven's brief delight, hall of feasting, glad laughter, and the closed door of memory. So that's.
Ooh, I like that.
So this is an awesome little book. So yeah. So there's all my Froud memorabilia. I don't even know I didn't even Google that if he's still alive or not.
I don't know.
Hey, Jonathan, joined us. I was going to say join us for a night of Froud.
Hey, Beth.
So
yeah, I got 24 in chat.
So Beck, I know I put your comment up, but hey. So hi all who have come in. We were just chatting about the artwork of Brian Froud, and many of you don't know about me that I am a sketch artist. I do some paintings, but I'm more of a sketch artist. And when I see decks like Brian Froud, Steve Samsara's Woven Wisdom, and Jeremy Hush's Hush Tarot, and artwork like that's in the raw for me is just captivating, and I can't get enough of it. So, but anyways, this was a hashtag Heather made me do it. When she got her deck, she was so excited and messaged me, look what I got. And
I thought you had it for sure.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
No, I've had these decks since.
I think it was the Shadowscape. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Shadowscapes I don't have yet.
My cat's being a
but these were actually the first Oracle decks I ever bought. Were these two. I bought them, found one and saw that he made another and had to have that one too.
All right. Time to go. He's got to get down. No, excuse me, everybody. Come on.
All right, Beck wanted to see some of my artwork.
Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, with Brian Froud's, well, Ginger's looking for sketches. I absolutely felt, because these are so different from his fairy. These are the singers. And what really caught my attention was when I first got out of college back in '98, I was, working on doing some of my abstract paintings. And there was one painting I did. I wish I had it or had taken a picture of it. It's long gone, but it was similar to the way I had the black background with the purples and the blues and the lights just dragging my brush and my palette knife through it. And I come to realize I was like, oh my God, back then I painted a singer.
There you
The
go.
energy was there. And then I think it was last year I had some orbs showing up during some of my lives, and Hershey had mentioned that. She goes, "Yeah, I think those are singers. Have you heard of them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of them." And so I think this has been the gradual reintroduction, and that okay, this is a phase now. Time to move this way into your spiritual practice. So most definitely.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yep.
Okay, this picture I'm going to show you is so I hadn't drawn in like 20 years, and I wanted to know if I could still draw, and if I could draw a certain way. And for years I've been watching the show Ink Master. And the one thing that stuck with me when the judges would critique would say, you got to punch in that black, it makes it pop. And I was always a very light-handed artist. I'm like, let me try this. And so I took one of Steve Samsara's pictures and drew that just to see if I can get that detail in. And so although this is freehand, it's not my original artwork. So
Ginger, that is gorgeous. You got to do your own deck, girl.
Here,
that is beautiful. Oh my God.
Let me do this. Okay.
Yes, Jonathan. Ginger's going to join us for a creative live. Most definitely. Look at that.
So I kept my son lent me his pencil set, and it had variations of darkness. So I kept punching in that black, and I'm like, oh my God, it looks 3D. So I actually Steve Samsara once a year puts on a mentorship. So I was connecting with him. I showed him what I did, and he says, he laughed. He goes, "That is very good. You even caught my mistakes." I'm like, "What are those?" He goes, "I won't tell you."
Tell you.
So my next picture is an original, and this is my version of Page of Cups.
Page of Cups.
So,
okay.
And then this one is a work in progress. I'm not going to say what it is. You'll have to guess. I don't even know if you can see. So this is a little fae being wanting to be like the bear. So that's what he is. And then I'm working on another one. I don't think I'll show that one because that's a work in progress, and I don't want anybody. Well, I guess I'll show it.
Ginger, do you ever find that when you're sketching, they tend to appear when you're not even thinking about trying to create one? That happens to me a lot more lately.
Well, one
or do you have
time,
something specific when you go ahead and do it?
One time I was drawing, every time when I was learning how to draw the face, every time I drew a face, it looked like an American Indian. Thank you.
You're being a lot of beautiful compliments.
So cute.
Yes.
I just adore her. She's my favorite. If I have a favorite faerie, Fae, that's her. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm tired of it always looking like the American Indian. I want to make it look like something else. So I erased it. But the image was still on the paper. And I'm like, oh, he's a spirit. So I went off of that, and I drew like a wolf off in the distance for that cunningness and that the wolf energy, and then an owl for the owl energy and stuff. And then years later, I went to a psychic fair and had a reading, and she was telling me that one of my spirit guides was an American Indian named Many Moons. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if I kept drawing him, And then I was watching one of these shows, where they're off gallivanting through the world. But they were talking about either Lewis and Clark or I can't remember the other one. But they had an Indian guide, and his name was Many Moons. So when I heard that, I just got shivers.
Oh, wow. So that might have been a past life too. He's
You
connecting with you
never
in this life.
know. But I love sketching. I do some pretty paintings, some sceneries and stuff, but there's something about sketch work that I think sometimes gets lost once you add color. So, but that's me.
I have a friend who can just sketch anything. She gets an idea, erases a little bit here and there, and she's done fairy, she's done people from Lord of the Rings, everything. She just all freehand. Yeah, that's amazing talent. I'm envious of that kind of talent.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready to do some readings?
I am.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put that banner up. Okay. I don't know if we want to answer specific questions or make them general tonight.
I think maybe. Well, I did see that Nivra had asked about health, and honey, I don't do health questions. I'm not a doctor. I can always look at energy, but to address a health issue, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. So I really,
Well, I even okay. So this is meant to be. I even put on the wrong banner.
Oh.
So, anyways, if you want, we're going to do messages from the Fae. How's that? If a message from the Fae, consider a message from the Fae. So let me do this.
We have Nancy.
Messages from the Fae and the elementals. Sorry, like I said, I had a bad week. I did not prepare for this. All right, let's do that. And that didn't work either. See, I'm just.
Well, I know. Here, let me.
Oh, right. Here we go. All right. So put in capital letters and emojis if you would like a message from the Fae and elementals.
Nancy says, "Me, please." I know Nivra had asked earlier. I don't know if Nivra,
I have
honey, do you still want one?
Yep.
It's Nancy, Moira,
Joyful people already. Perfect. I'm going to star away, and then I'm going to delete the ones that I double starred.
Beck asked if she could ask about an indigenous past life. I mean, that could possibly come up within the Fae reading. Your answer could very well be so. And then she goes, or a message from the Fae. Oh, we have wonderful chatters.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see.
Sonia. I have 13 starred, but some of those 13 are going to be unstarred because they're double.
Yeah.
So I just started going finger happy. All right. Right now I have Brendan, Nivra, Sonia, Amanda, Beck. I had Beck twice. Genful Journey. Did I have Moira twice? Did I say Moira twice? Nope, I didn't.
Thank you.
Then I have Nancy, Jonathan, and I do have Nivra twice, it looks like.
So I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Let's see. 7:45.
Already? We chatted that long. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's 9 starred. Number 9.
I'm good till about 9 o'clock. So
number 9.
There should be plenty of time for us.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go that late now. Okay. And then if someone pops in, we'll maybe do one more. I have 9. We have 9.
That sounds good. We can do that.
Yeah. So.
And for people who came in a little bit later, I was inspired by the Fae to write a haiku for the singers. There's 13 singers in a deck, so for your read from me, you will get a singer card along with their basic, keywords, of course, but with a haiku, and then I will pull from the Fae, the rest of the Fae deck to go with that. So this will be fun. I have never done this before.
I know, and his.
So who are we reading for first?
Okay, let's do Nivra first. Wait, I have.
Hi,
Okay,
Kiba.
no. Kiba's here. Hi, Kiba.
Kiba.
All right, let's show Nivra here.
Nivra. Is it Nivra or Nivra?
Ooh.
I want to make sure I pronounce her name.
No,
right.
I forgot.
Oh, this is interesting.
Okay.
So, okay.
I think because we have so many, I'm going to try to only pull 2 cards so that we can get through everybody.
Well, Nivra, you're not going to get a haiku because I didn't think of writing one for this. I was going to put this into the regular deck, but I got for you the Fairy Guide, and it's blank, and that's because this is where you tap into your intuition and you reach out and you ask your Fae Guide to come forward, or if you would like to have a Fae Guide. Because also in Brian Froud's book, what I love is that they mention that fairies are like all part of the angelic realm. You have like the angels up on high, and then as you know, between different dimensions, they still are part of the angelic realm. They have their own names though, but they're still a part of that beautiful angelic energy. So this could be very well, if you're not familiar or you feel like you have a Fae Guide, you could always put out there that you would like to have one. Let them come to you, even if you can't necessarily draw maybe colors or write down the description that you see. Or in the meantime, this could very well be an angelic being coming to you. And I have sometimes too trying to pronounce some of these guys' names. Boy, these are a mouthful. And for 43, I have for you Gio the Slow. So
he's so
automatically seeing that, he's like, take the time, do it right. Sorry, I had to go into that song. But take the time, be present. He's kind of in his little camouflage. The lines on his face, the wisdom about, being patient, having been around so long. He knows that, instead of sometimes rushing in to do something, to take time, use your wisdom, tap into your inner knowing, and even says right here the first word: slow down, sit back in your chair, and think a little bit. So with this reading here, this is about cycles of time, patience, and with having the blank card, this is them coming to you and saying, take the time, go out into nature or meditate in your house if that's where you feel safer to connect with Fae. Maybe light a candle, bring some flowers in, and sit there and meditate and welcome a new Fae Guide into your circle. That's wonderful. One is waiting for you. And that's what I have for you, Nivra.
Perfect. All right, sweetheart. I have the Queen of the Night.
Ooh.
The Queen of the Night in this deck, she's all about Queen energy. It's about inspiration and insight. And she works under the moonlight. And you can, just even judging by this image, I feel like she works in the shadows, because the shadows is where she can be a little camouflaged and be able to work with the elements. And she specifically working with the night. I said the night folk in my mind, the night folk. So just as we have different creatures of the day, we have creatures of the night, the song of the frogs as they come out, and it's very meditative. So for me, this is a call to you. We have a new moon coming up, I think, too. So within the new moon, maybe take some time to meditate and do your manifestation under the new moonlight, outside. Set up some candles, and be clear. Now she has 2 spots on her. One is just below her third eye, but we will call it third eye. One at her throat chakra. So you may need to align the 2 together and be able to connect with your manifestations, speak them into light. So then I got it's funny, Froud put a magician in there. Who'd have thunk it? This is, again, all about your manifesting. He's just, this magician, I feel, being in the Fae world, is very much in touch with that soul light, which is, in layman's term for me, inner child. Because in this image, we've got Pegasus unicorns, we have crystals, we have lots of Fae beings in here, and he's got a tarot deck flying around here. The cards are in your favor. So take this new moon energy coming up and really work on your manifestations, work on that third eye, get it to open and activated, and speak your truth. So that's what I have for you, Nivra.
He makes me think of a rock star. He's got a staff.
Exactly.
He's pulling it back. So it's kind of got like that Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood, and how he always holds his, his crystal ball, and he's got that rock star. Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
Fake with the long hair. You got the tights like the New York Dolls and stuff. So yeah, there you go.
Love that.
Very cool.
So Nivra, I hope those messages spoke to you. And Heather, if you can keep an eye on chat so that I don't lose my place on these questions over here. So, okay, next.
Well, I don't have them highlighted, so but I'm looking to see if anybody.
Well, I mean, if they comment on what we're reading about, you're welcome to say, hey.
Well, Nivra said she's a Cancer sun. She loves the moonlight.
Definitely, because you're a moon child.
And she says, makes sense. Mm-hmm. And she says, okay, and thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right. All right. So thank you for letting us read for you for a little Fae elemental energy. I have Sonia here. And let's see what this we have for Sonia. Oh my goodness. Got cards flying everywhere. Excuse me while I disappear.
And tonight's magical triple B. Ginger disappearing.
Ta-da!
1 minute she's there, 1 minute she's gone.
Now you see her, now you don't. Oy vey. Wow.
Oy vey?
Oy vey.
All these little words.
I mean, these aren't the cards I pulled, but look at these cute cards. I mean, I love them. Anyway. Okay. Sonia. Interesting. Okay, so I haven't worked with these cards for years, so I don't know. Maybe I'll even look them up in the book.
Hey, Janet. Thanks for popping in, sweetheart. Bora, she can't stay.
Hello. Oh, but thank you for popping in comments after shows too, Janet. That means a lot to me. Okay. Okay. He's so poetic. I might even read a little bit out of the book on some of them.
I mean, there's people don't realize, but these books, I mean, wow, there's just so much information, and it's just beautifully written. It's kind of like,
All right, Sonia, your first card is the Elven Knight. Let me look into this hodgepodge. Okay. Oh, there's actually an Elven Knight upon a black unicorn. Let's see if it'll. All right. Focus, dude. Oh, there it goes. Okay. You could barely see him because he's hidden in the brush. Here's the knight. And here's his unicorn horse that's also has armor on it. So I'm going to liken this to obviously a knight who is very adventurous, and this one seems to be very victorious in his pursuits. His horse also feels that confidence of in victory, and he too has armor on it. So they're just, this is like a victory parade. If I were to look at the Six of Wands moment there, and the Elven Knight is about enchantment and leadership. I'll just read a little snippet. The Elven Knight summons us to heed the call of the faerie. This is a male energy that can draw you deeper into the world beyond your own. Much of the energy in faerie is female, but there is a true balance of male energy there as well. So the Elven Knight, the consort of the Queen, I wonder if that's the Queen I just did, truly equally in his land. Proud and powerful, he rides through the domain, leading the fairies in a procession that can take him from their world into ours and back again. Wow. So, I wouldn't, there's 2 times a year. And I think Beltane is the one where, we're all about Samhain and the veil thinning, but I think Beltane is the opposite. I could be wrong. But so this might be talking about this veil thinning, and during that full moon or the new moon, it's like they want to travel between worlds, and so this might be just a call to be more aware of the nature surroundings. And again, this image is to me in the nighttime, into that new moonlight. And so something about going into under the new moon, doing manifestation work, but more so sitting still and just listening. And maybe you can hear messages being whispered to you. And then we got the juggler. So
nice energy.
All seriousness aside, he's just a trickster. He's a goofy a fae that this is another call to get in touch with that inner child. You have forgotten to play, and you need to go out and do some playing. Do something that you used to do when you were a child that brought you joy. Many of us can't run and climb trees anymore, but
not me.
Just go out and do fun things. Make a daisy chain crown and wear it. Blow on some dandelions. Make a wish. But I want to go back to this card just real quick. It's about connecting with Fae ancestors. So, but it could also be your own ancestors. The veil is thin around this time of year again. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm pretty sure it's Beltane.
I believe so.
So this is another call to be open and aware and activate our perceptions and connect with our ancestors. So I hope that would make sense to you, Sonia. It was kind of babbly to me.
She says, wow, yes, thank you both so much as always. Yes, a lot going on. Well, Sonia, for you, I got the singers. I got the Unity Singer for you. And this is one of my favorites because there's like antlers. So there's deer energy connected to this. I love that. So it's absolutely beautiful card. And the card is about guidance, direct communication with the fairy. And so the little haiku that I came up with for this one is, I'm seeking guidance. I welcome my fairy guide. Nothing left to chance. So that's that one for you. And then the other card I pulled for you is Last Day, Moon's daughter. And she's very playful. She's very cheeky. Just that look on his face, stepping on his eyeball. But he's okay. He's having fun with it. And she's got hooves. So she's actually Epona's, how do they say here? She is the sister of Epona's wild daughter, and Epona is a Celtic horse goddess. very similar to Rhiannon within the different mythologies. And with Lost Day, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, Lost Day likes to cast, and I mean, she's so, the way she glows, she's moonlight. So she shines light into the dark areas. She's a spiritual guidance. And yet she's kind of like that little Loki, that little trickster
There
within
you
her
go.
too. She's about illumination, but she's also about riddles. And one of the things I think is so funny is that Lost Day may pull a veil of cloud across the face of her mother, the moon, and 3 steps later we fall into a bog. And she goes, "That should wake you up." So she's all about illumination, guiding you, trying to get you to see the signs that nature, that the Fae are sending you. The pitfalls, the obstacles, they're all about helping, kind of catch your attention and kind of getting you back on track to see that before you can move forward, other things need to be dealt with. Hence the casting the light. Sometimes it's shadows that we don't necessarily want to walk into or look into or walk into, especially if she covers the moon's face and you fall into that bog. So don't go falling into no bogs. Um, she doesn't want you to be afraid of exploring the great unknown, to have mystical experiences. There's like a whole multiverse, and she wants you to, instead of like rushing in like the other card, to take time, look into the shadows, see where she's illuminating you, and look and see. There's so much more around us, and if we rush through life too fast or through experiences too fast, we lose out on connecting with that mystical multi universe that is around us. So that is what I have for you. It says here to get in touch with your subconscious and find the treasures there. And there you go, my dear.
I was trying to. Oh, now I'm going to just close everything out. Okay. Judith. Judith, I've been looking into different things, and I put coffee. I keep wanting to say Ko-Fi, and I believe they do money exchange, so you can do Canadian dollars to U.S. dollars kind of thing now. And so email me again, and let's try to do something that way. Because I did see an exchange from U.S. dollars to whatever. So you can try that, Judith. So anyway, so Sonia's been chirping over here. She loves the messages. She's been
they are getting her attention for sure.
And then I loved how Beck, I think it was Beck. Yeah. So when I was trying to figure out that veil thinning, Beck came up with Fae light language. So maybe that's something for you to explore, Sonia. Something maybe I might explore. I think I babble enough. I might even make sense to them. Okay, so thank you, Sonia. Okay. All right, let's do Amanda. Oh, Amanda.
Sorry.
We actually did pull a couple cards for the lovely little Rose. It was Nancy. Good Lord. It was at the very end when I was reading with Nancy and was it Allie? I'm lost. So look at the very end of that video that you asked for a reading, and we did a reading for baby. I just want to call her Rose because she's so beautiful. So there we go for her. All right. Fae message for
42. This man is so extremely talented. His art is just phenomenal. It really is. So, alrighty. Do you want me to go or do you want to go first?
Sure, you can go first this time.
So, Amanda, your singer that I pulled is the singer of initiation. And I love this. It looks almost like 2 hands coming up and kind of like looking at you. And I love the little horns. It reminds me of like a steer or a cow or a Taurus, but at the same time, the beak makes me feel very like bird like. So this is a very interesting being because I see this is what I see, and then I see an eye, and then I see the upper layers of where you get closer and closer to your to the spirit, to the the world of spirit, to your higher power. Um, the access to your intuition, our clairvoyant, our indigos, our amethyst, that energy. And for the singer of the initiation, let's see, this is number 9, and your haiku is by rite of passage, trials, change, and challenges, gateway to triumph. And that's your haiku. He's about passage through trial, walking through a gates, facing challenges and changes head on, which you have been through a lot of that lately, and just now leveling up, moving up into these higher dimensions. And the card
That
to
has a
go.
lot of high priestess energy, the way the crescent moons.
Mm-hmm.
I love
I
it.
love that. And the goddess in the past, like in Egyptian cultures and a lot of Middle Eastern cultures, did see the goddess as the moon, as the cow, the sow, because
Yeah,
it was her
yeah.
horns represented by the crescent moon, and then
Mm,
then the flowing milk, the life giving milk that would sit within them. And for your other card, I got Mike or Mick the Myomancer. Check out that nose. That is amazing. I bet you he can smell every type of flower a
mm,
mile away. I love that. So, Mike the Myomancer says this is about small clues and details. So, start paying attention to the details. Whatever you have going on in your life right now, the details. There's messages around you everywhere. Have patience, but just really start noticing something that you may think is insignificant may very well be, a sign from spirit. Um, the Myomancer reads past, present, and potential of all beings in the movements of mice. Interesting. He's actually fond of reading movements of field mice. So, okay, so this is paying attention to movement, seeing what people say and seeing what they do. Sometimes people don't say something, you just watch their actions. Kind of taking a step back again, like in the foliage, and just being patient, becoming a part of that foliage, that camouflage, and kind of keeping an eye on everything that's going on around you. Um, it says here, studying the details sometimes enables us to deduce the whole. So whatever might be going on or something that I just feel like you're looking for something, you're waiting for a sign or a message. Something's going on within life that's really making you like, okay, how do I know? They're saying pay attention. Spirit is giving you the small details. Um, I just get a feeling that there is another message here. The entire universe is one piece, and each fragment of that one unity, which is one of the other single cards I just got, reflects and is connected to all others. So that message right there, that line is supposed to resonate with you. And if you sit and think about it, I'm seeing journaling with it and just, again, writing down, paying attention to details, that there is going to be a more understanding, is a deeper philosophy. Okay, and that was it. Thank you. That was your message. Hey, they're teaching me as they go along. So
right.
sometimes I go on and on too, but they were like, "Nope, you're done."
Okay, Amanda, my first card for you is the Prince of Light. Okay, the Prince of Light, he's the bringer of new beginnings. He's also the bringer of peaceful energy as well. And in here he holds the egg, which is representing that new beginning, that new life, that new light that you just brought into the world. And up here, I just want to say to have possibly a piece of selenite near her. Aurora Rose. At first I said moonstone in my head, but so it could be moonstone as well. But I really think a beautiful piece of selenite. It'll bring about love, light, energy, and of course we're going to say rose quartz energy. But yeah, so he's just all about bringing blessings into your life. So it's almost like the archangel of a fae world here. The bringer of new beginnings, the bringer of light, to bring about peace and calm when you need it. So that is what Prince of Light out. Then we have the Lady of the Leprechauns.
Leprechauns.
So she's actually like she's the protector of leprechauns, because they get in so much trouble. Sometimes I think she has to come to their rescue at times. But let me read you a little bit about her. She's got all this energy around her. Like I said, I haven't read with these cards in like ages. So anyways, I wanted to point out here that she holds gifts of the fairy in both hands, the knowledge of the future and of clear sight. So Lady is almost like the queens in the tarot deck, where they're very intuitive, they're very insightful, and she brings to you that gift of knowledge. And as I look at this image, it's almost, if you just glance at it, it's as if she's cradling. So cradle that baby, send that baby of yours lots of healing energy, because that's and just to know, I don't know if this is your first baby, Amanda, or not, but it's like she's going to bring you the gift of knowledge to pass on through this baby. And I feel it's almost through osmosis, telepathy even. You're just, when she was born through you, she was born of love, she was born of light, and she's going to have such unique spiritual knowledge that I think you can help her with as she grows older, because all of us were born with this magical gift, and as I've read that it's of the age of 3 and 4 is when we start to forget about the magic, and lose that veil kind of thickens, and we lose the connection. And I think you will be an important part of her life to keeping that connection clear. And don't be surprised if she will be able to see the Fae and tell you all about the Fae and their stories. So that's what I have for you, Amanda.
That's beautiful.
I love reading for you. Thank you.
And she mentioned, that was interesting, I mentioned Egyptian with the cow and the sow goddess, because she says she's got a past life connection or something with the Hathor, and she's been having to, she actually wanted a message about her milk supply. So that is very cool how these cards are coming together. She says, thank you. This is her first. This is her first daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You might even want to, as you're feeding her, just picture that beautiful light. I'm going to be profound here. Within your bosoms, and just picture it nourishing her. And even if she only takes a little bit, it's going to be more nourishment than you think you're giving her. And just make that your intentions when you're feeding her. So you get sparkly milk running through you, through your bosoms. Oh, so perfect. Okay, we have Beck is next.
Beck.
So good to see you in chats again, Beck. It's been so long. Loving it. Okay.
she's like, yay.
I love reading out of this book. He's so the imagination that he's literally like he spent years in their world.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. And that's why I want to read from the book.
So, Beck, you have She of the Croc, if I pronounce that right. And there's that beautiful, it's like chalice. It looks like the hands again. Beautiful wings coming through. And She of the Croc is number 5. And this is the feminine principle. This is the receptive, the nurturing, the fertility, all potential. And for you, um, my haiku is the Yang principle. Great bowl of potential. She nurtures us all. And your Fae card in the other deck, I got the Feline. And he looks a little grumpy, but
he's so funny.
He's a funny little guy, but he's grumpy. So this has to do with getting it right, delayed completions, and tidying up loose ends. So he's a little grumpy because some things haven't been addressed. Things need to loose ends need to be tied. Um, Brian notes that this is the accusing, offended expression we see on the cat's face, saying, "You know, I have my dinner at 5 o'clock." And that's what Ziva does. So that's funny. So the feline is also known as a slight accusation or an accusation of slight. This is so cool. I mean, this is just adorable. So we know the feline is near, nodding his head. When we hear remarks like, "I thought you'd have my shirt ironed for me. You said you get the brakes fixed."
Is that what it says?
Yeah, this is what it says in the book. So this is really cute.
Ooh.
So he's basically saying he's making a list of things that we have not done. So the She of the Kruak, with the nurturing, the potential, the manifestation, we need to, whatever these are that feels very feminine in nature. This is a person, maybe a female person in your life or multiple, but some sort of loose ends. Things need to be addressed. Things need to be tidied up. He's like, you got to get this done. This is something that you cannot keep putting off. Just like the cat says, 5 o'clock, my dinner. It's like, this is something that you have to do. It's going to be for your highest good. And I'm curious to see what Ginger gets to go along with Mr. Feline here. So that's for you, Beck.
That determined face. That's the face my cat gives me when he's mad at me.
Mm-hmm. I have 2 of them. I know.
I do a lot of this. And he's like, point that finger at me. Okay.
I'm going to grab something to drink.
Beck, I have the maiden for you. Oh my gosh. So this is a call for you to think back at times where you were young and you just, that fairy tale romance kind of feeling that you had. It's something that raises your vibrational energy. It's that youthful imagination, fantasies. It was a form of meditation, and we never even realized that. And she's holding the horn of a unicorn. So she's holding on to magic. And I feel like in this image, it's like magic is your birthright, Beck. And it's a call for you to raise your vibrational energy and bringing that energy of love into your heart. And it wants you to call back your youth, for sure. Call back your youth and daydream and it's like I said, it's a form of meditation. And through these times where there's a lot of chaotic energy right now, and the more we stay grounded and calm within our energy, the easier we're going to be able to navigate through things. And let's see, what does this say? This says, when Maiden appears, take time to remember how you felt when you first fell in love. You can't go back, but you can remember and take some of the wonder and the sense of endless possibilities with you, continuing on your journey. So I think, too, it's a power of manifestation, and we're in more of that relaxed state of mind where we think clearer. And think about the things that you were manifesting when you were young, and have you just revisit them? Have you accomplished any of them? Maybe it's time to pick one or two and go after that. And it could also be a call to more romance into your life. And whether you have a partner or not, just I'll give too much information. I don't have a partner, but I still like to have my room feel romantic, and my bath, when I take a bath, I want it to feel romantic. It just takes you away. Calgon.
Calgon.
Then we have Tink. She had to come out tonight. I just knew it. Tink is about when you were young and you stood your ground and you weren't going to budge for anybody. It's calling back your independence. It's calling about you standing your ground, standing for what you believe in, and moving forward with that. Let me see what this says, because I didn't even get to read it. It says, for goodness sake, stand up for yourself.
For faith's sake.
Yeah, for faith's sake. She may be little, but she's feisty and she knows how to tell people what she needs. It's good to be compliant and polite. It's good to listen and emphasize and agree with others' point of view. But most of the time, we have to set boundaries. But sometimes you've got to stand up for yourself and say what you need to say. Your opinion matters. So that's what this says. Stop and think about it. You'll know which one of these describes your state of being at the moment. For faith's sake, stand up for yourself or be quiet and let someone else's. You need to decide, is what it's saying. You either stand up for yourself or you let somebody else be your opinion. So you need to decide, is it time to speak out? And a lot of times people will respect you more when you've stood up and said, hey, this is how it's going to be. And then say please and thank you. Oh, all right, Beck. So
I'm muted. Beck said it's wonderful permission. I've been avoiding fantasy, limerence. I'm not sure what limerence is, which I'm bad for.
Google.
Said,
Brendan, Google that.
Only if people hear what you're saying, though.
And she yelled at a guy.
That's a guy. Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
good for you.
Let your inner Tink out. And then please and thank you.
And just namaste. My energy under your energy. And that'll throw them off. It might make them giggle. And they'll love you for it. So, all right, Beck. Thank you for letting us read for you. Okay, so I'm going to wait for Jonathan's reading when he gets back home after picking up Apollo. We have Nancy. Nancy, dear Nancy would like a message from the Fae.
She's our fairy godmother.
Definitely.
She's our fairy dragon godmother. Friend of dragons.
Oh, I love this already. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Who went first last time? I don't even remember.
Go ahead.
You got two queens, my dear.
Ooh.
We have Queen of the Day and we have Queen of Laughter. Okay, so I do know this about Nancy. She got her bedroom all painted and new rug and beds in there and set up her own little sacred space in her room.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the Queen of the Day. She made her sacred space. You've heard me before talk about Queen's energy. They're setting up their sacred space. And she took the time for herself, for her spirit. All within the name of love and light. This is interesting. There's a little, okay, focus. Okay. She's got energy coming out of her hands. Or is she receiving this energy? So I know Nancy, I've been telling her for a long time now about her awakening, and it is being more and more evident the more lives she does. So you're definitely the queen of your sacred space. And then Queen of Laughter. So yeah, in this mundane world we forget to laugh sometimes. And Nancy and I chat a lot behind the scenes here, and we make sure we're laughing and having fun. And but I want to read on the Queen of Laughter here real quick. I would love to know what Froud says about the Queen of Laughter. Okay. Well, I happened upon a little saying here. The fairies can appear and disappear. They can hide. You cannot. The fairies can shapeshift and become something else. You can only become more yourself. But then, that is why you are here. All right, that was just a Froud thing. Wait, what happened? Oh, I thought he skipped a page. All right, so the art of joy, lightness, and fun. She's always ready to leap joyously into the situation, grinning mischievously and fluttering her lovely wings as she lands in your soup. Oh, that's funny. On your clean shirt or on the very serious thoughts. She's out to, you know what, this happens to me. Sometimes I get very serious in my thoughts and tend to, it's almost like right when I start to go into a moment of slight anxiety, all of a sudden I crack up with something totally off the wall. And I know it's not me. I know it's my guides trying to switch up my energy. So I love it where this says she likes to land on your thoughts. She's out to have fun, and she wants you to come with her, Nancy. A sense of fun and joy can do more good than almost anything else in most situations. Laughter and joy, it just raises our vibrational energy, which fights all kinds of the anxieties, sometimes raising our vibrational energy on a daily basis can also heal ourselves. And then I had read we need to also give our bodies permission to heal itself. So I have a couple of issues, and I'm going to put that into practice, I think. This says to be a little daring, Nancy. Do something in fairy or in fairy. This just okay. I'm sorry. It's the way he wrote it. It's almost like he cut himself off and didn't finish. Okay, so Queen of Laughter. Okay, you may just be able to hear a silvery laugh of the Queen of Laughter. Was that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Gerald said hi.
Okay, you may just be able to hear the silver laugh of the Queen of Laughter as she leaps between worlds, dangling your keys on her fingertips. Says, say hello and give her a smile, and she might just do the same for you. Pass her joy on to a friend and watch your relationship blossom. So yeah, so you might find, Nancy, within the next few weeks or so. Just little things, maybe disappearing or being out of place. And you might have these odd, off the wall thoughts come into your head. It's because the Queen of Laughter wants to play. She wants to play with you. All right, sweet Nancy, that's what I have for you.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute when I said I went to go say hi, Gerald, and I didn't realize I was on mute. So my apologies.
Hey, Gerald.
And Nancy says, beautiful and timely message for me, Ginger. So Nancy, for your singer, I got ecstasy or ecstasis.
Oh, I love that one. That
Heck,
was one of my
that.
favorite.
Wow, look at that. Just feel the energy pulsing off of that one. And this is about ecstasy, joy, rapture, and motivation. So for my little haiku for you for this card is the power of song. Feel the rapture within. Ecstasy waits. So that's the haiku for that.
Beautiful.
And to go along with that, you got the Pook.
Oh, Pook.
And so the Pook is actually a shape changer. He's a shapeshifter. And his little gift is about showing us the good and the bad and the bad and the good. He likes to show people contradictions, that there's not necessarily a false or a true. There's just a different perspective of looking at things. He's the arts of illusion and delusion, holding up a distorting mirror to reveal the bad and the good and the good and the bad. So there was something here that jumped out at me for you, Nancy. And so this is it right here. With them, he offers us contradictions and paradoxes and finds it all too easy to confuse our judgment because we are often not thinking very clearly anyways. Sometimes we even hold two or more contradictory beliefs in boxes in our minds. If one is true, we think, when we finally consider them, then the other must be false. Not so. Perhaps both are false, perhaps both are partly true and partly false. So we tend to cling desperately to our beliefs, even when they make no sense to others or are counter to our actual experiences. And so if you're going through something right now that seems paradoxical or contradictory and you're trying to work something out, it's kind of like holding up the mirror saying, okay, we kind of have to look at this kind of like a gem, like a facet, looking at it from all different angles. And when you do, you get to the place where when you still yourself, you can get a more balanced vision of what is actually truly there. And sometimes we have to kind of question our own beliefs and reality from time to time to make sure that they're still true to us, that we're still true to who we are and not necessarily like a group think, and that we're being authentic, that we're staying true to ourselves. And the Pook throws those kind of like moments or thoughts of, or bringing up to us our attention, those contradictions, and kind of sitting down and trying to figure out, okay, who am I in this situation, or moving forward? What do I need to look at? What still resonates with me? What doesn't? And if something wasn't all that great, it's okay. You can still learn from something from that. And so just kind of not overthink and just meditate, get grounded, and focus on your breath. And then that's when you'll be able to, it'll all come together for you. And that's what I have for you, my dear. I hope that helps, or that resonated.
Gerald's talking Chinese food over there. We had Chinese food, so.
I don't know if you saw. Jonathan said that he's probably not going to be back in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he's lurking, we'll read for him, and he can hear us. So, okay, we're going to read for Brendan, because poor Brendan, I always leave him last if he ever asks for a reading. So I'm going to.
I'm for Brandon.
Okay.
Brendan.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead because I pulled cards for him. I pulled this card, the Queen of the Night, and I put it back because I was like, I'm the Queen. So don't you know, I shuffled, and she came out again. So it's meant to be in here. Queen energy, Brendan. Queen energy is all about intuition, that inner knowing. And again, there's a spot around her third eye and her throat. So it's about speaking your truth, aligning your vision with your voice, and speak it into being. So manifest, when you're manifesting, visualize every little detail. And Brendan is a wonderful artist too, Heather. He's taken after his mama. We have a lot of art in our
Keep
family.
it in the family. There you go.
It's in the family. So as much attention to details you put into your artwork, Brendan. I felt like I had to talk loud. I don't know if you guys can hear my air conditioner on, but as much as you put that fine detail into your artwork, so should you do it within your vision of your manifestations, and then you speak it into truth. So start learning about working with your chakras and opening and activating them. Not more importantly, but just as important, cleansing them and aligning them and putting them to balance. Learning that our chakras don't all spin at the same direction. Our root starts in an anti-clockwork. Is that right? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know the words that. So, but anyways, working with your chakras will help you also with your manifestations. But this is really a call to you, Brendan, to start working with that inner knowing, that third eye, and then the crown chakra will soon follow. So, of course, I will teach you how to balance, cleanse, and open your chakras and activate them. Then I pulled the speaker of truth. Talk about your throat chakra. But this image is quite powerful because when I am picturing myself connecting with source energy, it is coming from that heart space, that chakra, that heart chakra. But I swear I see an angel coming out of that heart chakra. Now, of course, it's really literally his clavicle area, but for all intents purposes, visual purposes, now getting to speak. So this is about speaking your truth and speaking it from your heart space. What is in your heart? You need to open that heart space up and speak it. And, this is love and light energy, Brendan, and it comes from your heart space, and it comes connecting with spirit through your heart space. So that's what I have for you, dearest Brendan.
Oh, Brendan, I got a fun guy for you.
Yay.
Oh, a fun guy. Oh
Fun
my
guy.
goodness, and it mentions fun guy. Oh, this is funny. But to start, your singer is he of the fiery sword, and so that's the singer that you have, that you received. And your haiku for this guy is the Yang principle, which is the masculine. The Yang principle, fiery sword of justice. He protects us all. So this has to do with spiritual will, the active principle, justice, and protection. So I'm feeling like this is like these are double-sided because the singers have a very specific message of them own, and then we go to the other guys, and I have Faf the Footers, or the Footer, and the way they wrote him
I love
is
him.
absolutely hysterical. But you gotta love that face. You just want to grab those little eye cheeks and just, oh, you're so cute. So Faf the Footer fungus fairy comes along to check out our feet. He picks up one foot in his remarkably strong hands and looks it over for fluff between the toes, smelly fungi, and dirty, untrimmed toenails. If
Ew.
he finds any of these signs of disrespect for our feet and for Earth Mama, he marks them by making holes in your socks to check your
Oh,
socks.
that's my other son, Kyle.
so, so this may be a message that needs to get sent over to Kyle. But
Those darn socks.
so I mean, this is just it goes on about fungi fingers from other people and stuff and whatnot. But it's really his message is about being real, earthing, grounding, getting back into nature, going out, getting centered, learning how to meditate. Um, Earthing is so important. Stroking your feet gently, getting the energy moving through them with both of your hands. They recommend for 5 minutes. And now that it's the weather's getting nicer, being able to go out for a while, sit with your feet bare on the earth, connect with her, reconnect to that natural energy that we keep disconnecting ourselves from, because we share the same energy as her, and we replenish each other. And when we wear our shoes a lot and stuff all the time, we break off that connection from our body and our energy from Mother Earth. So it's really about just taking time to take care of your feet, connecting with nature. And it recommends to paint your toenails bright red, if that's your thing. Or maybe you can paint mom's toe. I don't know. But
Yeah.
they're having fun with toenails and fingernails. But he's a lot of fun. But at the same time, just remind you to get grounded. Make sure you don't lose contact with Mama Earth. So he of the fiery sword, very protective. You're very protective, Mom. You're very protective of Kyle. And for me, that fits into, and also looking after for yourself as well. The balancing the masculine, and then balancing with the feminine, and connecting with the Earth Mama. So that's what I have for you, Brendan. That was fun. He's one of my favorites now. He's so cute. I love him.
He's one of my favorite images. Early ritual. What I learned today: Brian Froud, foot fetish.
The way they even wrote it in here, it's like
I love it. I love it because Mother Earth, and she don't want no stank feet on her. But Brendan, no go out in the backyard barefoot except for in that clover patch. We have stickers in our backyard now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But the Fae hurts.
Watch where you stick your feet.
Oh, so
we can take away from tonight. Watch where you put your feet.
I just want to make a comment to Judith. Judith, let us just pull some Fae cards for you, but still email me, and we'll go from there. So, okay. All right, so I don't know if Moira's still here. She may have had to leave.
I know Jonathan said that he's lurking and listening.
He's lurking, so we'll go ahead and read for him as well. Jenful's here, so let's read for Joyful. I call her Jenful. Jenful Journey, and then we'll read for Jonathan, and then see if Moira pops back in, and Judith. So I don't have her here right yet.
You know how like Gerald has the telephone, and then Jane the Seeker has the angel wing telephone. Maybe we can get like a Fae Tinkerbell like wand or something. So when someone's turn, it goes ding ding with the wand, and it like gives off like little Fae dust or something.
That'd be funny. I mean, I have a singing bowl here, but okay. All right, let's read for Jen.
Jen, let's see, which singer do you get?
And thank you. Amanda says she loves us, and she just wanted us to know that. We love you too, Amanda.
Amanda.
And your little baby too.
Oh, her little baby Sushi. Little Rose. Little Aurora.
She is so precious.
Yes. I saw the picture on Facebook today, and I was like,
look, it glows. I'm just like, I just want to, please, we need to meet somewhere so I can just kiss her. I just want to kiss her. Not on the lips. I don't want to give her that weird thing. Just on the forehead. So I'll send a little kiss on her forehead. All right, Jen.
Just like they did Aurora in Maleficent. The little fairies
Yes.
gave her blessings, and I think one of them kissed her on the forehead. That's so cute. So, Jen, I have the Singer of Courage for you. And that's number 8. Also, it feels almost kind of like a deer energy in there, too. For me, I see the ears, kind of like the eye, the snout. So, this feels also very much like, deer energy. And she is number 8, which is very cool because that's my light path number. So, the Singer of Courage. Brave heart, right? Whoops, that's backwards. You can't see it that way. A brave heart rises. Fear aside, with strength at hand. Firm in your morals. So this is about standing in your power, creating your boundaries. Going by your morals, what you feel is right within yourself. And this actually pairs very well with your other Fae card, because what I got was the Piper, and sometimes the Piper leads people around, and sometimes, you're the Piper leading yourself, but then third times when other people want to be kind of like the Piper, and kind of maybe guide, come this way, follow me this way, let's think this way. So it feels very much like stay in your power, stand in what you believe in, and don't be led astray by what other people may or may not want you to believe in or to follow. I'm just going to look here. This says the music can be seductive and attractive. Yes. This is about music, order, harmony, seduction, and empathy. So making sure that we stand in our power, but not be drawn away from it or our boundaries, because sometimes we feel such empathy for others. We're such empaths that we feel like we have to take care of everybody. We have to listen to everybody. We keep giving and giving and giving until we have nothing left, or we get so exhausted. So I'm just looking for another one, just another okay. Seeking harmony and tranquility in yourself and in the world around you, using tenderness and gentleness. So, again, being patient and persuasive. This is what I'm doing. I'm standing in my power. I am not going to be led astray or led to do something, or to guilt and shame, too. We kind of got to watch out for guilt and shame as well. But only following the music too within your heart. So if you feel like you're being led astray, tune back into the music that's your soul and what you believe in and what you feel is right. And if it's not conducive or connects with who you are, you follow your own song, you make your own music, you make your own way. And that's what I have for you, my dear.
Beautiful. And while you were reading, I just heard that she needs to do some humming. So that's something that raises our vibrational energy. Is very healing if we hum. Also, I read long time ago, because I have sinus issues, that if you hum and you hum loud, it loosens your sinuses. But you need to do it for not just a few minutes. It should be so put an I said album. Dating myself.
Well, vinyl's coming.
Put on a playlist. So. Hum every song. You see, humming Enter the Sandman. Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay, Jenful, you always make me laugh somehow. I got your fairy godmother here. She is the fixer. And This is letting you know that it's almost Ganesh energy too. Your obstacles are starting to be cleared away. Things are being starting to be fixed for you. So I think you may find with the next through the month of May, because Jupiter's coming in to bring us all some good luck and good energy. But you might find that things are like magically being fixed for you to be able to move forward in your path. Things cleared away. Your path is being cleared. So that's what this image is, and very much a the whole Cinderella thing I'm seeing here. But the funny thing is, her mop head is the head of another fae, I think. So she might be clearing away that certain person in your life that is causing you a little bit of grief or challenges. She might be clearing that away for you. So take that as it resonates. But so I feel, Jen, that you may have been had a challenging year or several months, and this is the fairy of growth. And so this is, as you are having obstacles cleared away, it's part of your growth. All these obstacles and challenges, they're the lessons we need to learn and take forward. Sometimes we don't always understand these, but this is about your spiritual growth, though, too, because obviously it's a fairy. She's actually one of the images I showed earlier in the show. I love this. We'll call her the Moonlight Fairy. Let me read a little something for you. It says, look at the fairy of growth and feel the energy of her unfolding wings. She is just about to take flight and discover new adventure. You too can take flight. You don't have to fly far or explore distant lands. You just have to take a step forward and see where the steps lead you. So spread your wings and grow. So it's all about challenging yourself, taking a little bit of risk here and there, stepping outside of your box, and ask your guides to help lead you along the path that you are meant to be led to. And also, I think I said this on the last live. I said it myself this morning. It's one of my affirmations. I ask and intend to be led towards the open doors of opportunity that are meant for my highest good. Help me to recognize them so that I may walk through them with beauty and grace. So just know that whatever you've been going through is getting cleared away for you to grow and move forward. And I think you're meant for a little trip, like a mini day trip or something, and make it to where you're near some nature and possibly running water. So that's what I have for you, Jen.
You said that I got this on. Take a little trip. Take a little trip. Take a little trip with me. Everyone loves Lowrider. How can you not love Lowrider?
That played on my playlist just this morning.
Very cool.
There must be a message there.
Whoops. Shoot, I just went. Okay. Oh, I went to go. I keep thinking I'm on my channel. I went to go highlight a comment and I almost delete. It's all right, Jen. But she says, I was humming yesterday, she said.
Yeah.
And she's going to a spiritual conference on Sunday.
There you
Very
go. Nice. All right. So I just got this image in my head. What she may also be clearing away is ask and intend, and ask Archangel Metatron to clear your chakras before you go to this. Well, every day. Well, you don't have to do it every day, but especially before you do anything spiritually, meditations. But the morning before you go to this spirit conference, ask Archangel Metatron to cleanse your chakras of all that does not serve your highest good. and put them into balance, and may they spin at the right rate of speed for, I always say, optimal health of mind, body, and spirit. All right, Jonathan, if you're listening, and if you go to happen to stop at a stoplight, stop sign, or what have you, I would love to pull a card for Apollo if we have your permission to do so. So, all right, Fae energy, Jonathan. Okay.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, oh my God. I think this is meant for Apollo. The cards I pulled. Go ahead, you go.
Okay, so Jonathan, the singer that I got for you is Healing. And this is perfect because it goes with the other card that I pulled, which has to do with a fade that has to do with healing shadows, the shadows. So here, the singer of healing. Um, my haiku for this is, sorry about the getting used to being in a different seat. Mind, body, and soul, healing deep wounds through spirit. Trust in the process. So this is about healing, connecting with healing deep wounds, and just really getting to. It says the soul, but just not the soul, but the whole spirit, the connection with the spirit. And the card that I got for you from the other half of the deck is List. I believe that's how you pronounce it. List of the Shadows. And I just love the beautiful colors, the reds, the blues, the oranges. Just a lot of lovely complementary colors, and I just love that there's a dark, but there's that beautiful light, and they both balance each other so beautifully. And it says here, list of the shadows helps with healing the shadows, addictions, bondage, and self-esteem. So this
Bondage.
is working with she's about tough love, basically. And she tends to go out and looking for people who really need that tough love, to be shown that the shadows are beautiful, the hurt, the traumas, things that we've been through in life, are all beautiful aspects of ourselves. And she loves to shine that beautiful light from her heart into those shadows that we have, and learning to let go of things that are no good to us, letting go of unhealthy eating, ways of thinking about ourselves. Again, the self esteem. I just heard the word self sabotage very clearly, um, and you can also call upon her to assist you in helping other people too. So you're a healer, you're a reader, you're a healer. You have that beautiful healing practice. So this could be a fae that you can start maybe calling in and inviting into your sessions where you feel her energy, um, uh, can help you the most. Much of her work flows through the hearts and then the hands and words of humans who make themselves available to such work. So, just making sure that when you help heal others, and you can call on her to bring that through her and to through you to work with you to help others, but also too, she's saying, "I'm here to help you as well." So that's for you, my friend, and I'll give it over to Jinja. Jinja.
Okay. So obviously you'll have to look back to see these cards, but I pulled the boy. Somehow the boy got into the land of fairy. Um, this embodies that pan, that inner child. You are being called to be. I don't know if you can be more adventurous, Jonathan, but you're being called to take on an adventure. He's wearing a pirate hat, just to give you a little bit of a visual. Biggest smile ever. He is so happy So I don't know, something to do with pirates, whether to take Apollo to go see some sort of pirate exhibit, or something within the theme park that has pirate, or even if you have a some sort of a Renaissance type fair or something. You guys need to go next time. But this is just all about remembering who you were as that as that child. Bring out the inner child within you, and do the things that you did or would have loved to do as a child. But this is a call for you to a call to adventure. And so the next card, I believe, since I mentioned pulling a card for Apollo, I do believe this card was meant for Apollo. I know you're driving, but picture this beautiful young boy. He's got to be about a year old. He's all crouched on top of a mushroom, and he's staring at a spark of light. And there's this creature behind him watching this child in wonder and awe, and they're both staring at this spark of light. And the card is called the Child. And this is child is just emanating the energies of pure joy, pure light, pure love. And this is being noticed by the elemental world. And they just want you to know that they also watch over Apollo. And I'm going to read to you what this says. If I can find my spot. Okay. Okay, so it says when you pick this child card, notice that a creature is looking at the little spark of light, just like the little child is. They share that experience. The spark is reflected in their eyes and echoed in the lights at the tips of the child's wings. Okay. In the distance, you can see another little light. It's getting closer, leading you further in. What happens if you follow it? The child can fly. Imagine flying with this child. Follow the light and see where it leads you. If the child is a part of a larger, well, it's not part of a larger spread, but okay. So again, childlike energy, awe, wonderment, delight, joy. And that's Apollo, because he's a white-haired baby too. So definitely look back at this video and look at these beautiful cards we pulled for you in Apollo. So that son of yours is just a beam of light. And as he gets older, and how can he not, being with both of his daddies, that he's just a light being, and he's going to be what am I trying to say? People are going to be in awe of his energy as he grows, and he is just going to be that spark of light in other people's lives. So that's what I have for you, Jonathan.
I wonder if he might be a crystal child.
Yes. Star being. Okay, so we can pull for Judith, if she's Judith is still here, so I told her we'd pull a card for her. And then Moira, I guess, isn't here anymore. So just Moira, if you listen back, I will make sure that I read for you amongst the first in the next live. So sorry you couldn't stay. All right, so let's pull for Judith. And Judith, we're just pulling Fae energy tonight. So again, just let's see what the Fae, what kind of guidance the Fae can give you right now.
Did you want me to go? I have cards already.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay. So, Judith, you got the Singer of Connection. That's number 6. And this has to do with karma, balance, empathy. And so, your haiku for this one is: see this web of light. Connection brings us balance. Embrace your spirit. So, this is all about connecting to spirit. And your card to go along with that is the maiden card. Almost kind of like what Ginger just had for I can't think of I keep forgetting Jonathan's son's name. Apollo. So I got the maiden for you. And this maiden is all about, for me, it just automatically spoke of connecting with your inner child. Remembering that spirit of youth, of when you were young and everything was brand new. This is about growth and joy and when we had hope as a child. When she smiles, trouble melts. Most definitely. So this is springtime as well. We're moving into spring. So just take time, take advantage of this time of spring, of flowers blossoming, remembering how you felt as a child, knowing that school wasn't going to be in much longer, and you're going to be going on vacation soon for summer, and you're going to go to the parks and playing, and just that feeling of just not having really any worry in the world, and just looking again at the world through the eyes of a child, that inner child of yours. Um, Again, that smile on her. She knows deep within herself what she needs to do and to become, and she moves towards this with the directness of a child. So keeping things simple, keeping it the way that it used to be when we were younger, curiosity when life wasn't so, complicated, and just tapping in again to that beautiful childlike wonder. And that's what I have for you.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't put her name up. Judith. Okay, Judith. It's interesting because Judith was she's concerned about her work. She thinks that her team lead is trying to get her fired or quit. But since we're not going there tonight, it ended up coming up anyways, I think, because we got the Smith card. This is like the blacksmith and stuff like that. So this is speaking about work. So for me, this is saying stay focused on your tasks, do the best you can. And if somebody's trying to be undermining you or underhanding, as long as you're focused on what you're doing and doing your job well, it will be noticed by others, and he will have no power over that. And I don't know if you can see in this image because my camera's not really focusing. There's a lot of elemental energy surrounding this little blacksmith here. And so call upon your guides, your team, to assist you each and every day to stay focused, do the best you can, and just realize that there's a lot of chaotic energies going around, and just look at it at a different perspective, as there's something going on with this team leader of yours that he may be just taking it out on everybody else. So just focus, do your best, and ask your guides to be with you each and every day and protect you from any lower energies that this team member might be sending out. And then I pulled out this fun card. It says the big behind. This is all about looking at things from different perspectives. Not only your perspective, maybe this perspective of your team leader, as I said, they might be going through something. Anyways, looking at things from different perspectives. And I want to read out of this book real quick. It says, sometimes, before I say it. Sometimes you feel trapped. Obviously, you're feeling trapped right now, and there's no exit signs. Well, this is why this card has come up. It says, take a moment and look behind you. Turn around and look at the situations from another angle. Step out of your forward focus, and you so step out of, okay, and you may see the solution right there behind you. Remember that the big behind is something that you never see as you go forward through life, but it's there nonetheless. In fairy, looking through a whole stone, so they're talking about kind of like a hagstone, I think. So when you're looking through, I'm going to call it a hagstone, or a loop of a willow branch, or into a dark reflective pond is a good way of seeing what really is going on from a totally fresh viewpoint. In fairy, look behind is just as important as looking ahead. Um, so I hope something in there made a little sense to you. And like I said, you just stay focused. But take a breath and take a step back, take a step forward, like this says. Sometimes if you just step out of your space, clear your mind, and just breathe through it, and that message, that answer may come to you, and you'll be able to navigate each day a little more easily. So again, call in your guides to assist you, and in this case, call in some help from the Fae, because they are very much at work, and they might be assisting you right now. So, all right, Harley's here.
Yeah, she is. Vroom, vroom.
Oh,
When using Harley, I think of my dad. He loves his Harleys.
Well, it's funny. I pulled a card for Harley and it said Queen of Laughter. How appropriate. Okay, well, first, Heather, this was fun. Great idea.
We'll have to do it again, especially as I get to learn more of my cards during the summer.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've worked with these cards. I definitely need to work with them more. And then thank everybody. Oh wait, I have to show you this one. The Fairy of Naughtiness.
That's pretty.
It's like,
I like how they glow.
I do. So everyone, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes,
I think one message that we can take here is the Fae want us to work with them. They want to assist us, and but in doing so, we can honor them. And we can. I don't often think about maybe even as much as putting some fruit out for them. Slice some apples, some oranges.
Yep.
They love honey, but more importantly, they too. For me, the Fae are the guardians of the earth, and their request to us is to honor Mother Earth and do what we can. And in grounding, I say this all the time, and some of you may have not heard me say it, so I will say it again. In grounding, as we ground, make sure that we send Mother Earth love and healing where she needs it most. And just to be in touch, and literally touch, with Mother Nature. When I go to my brick building of my work, my school, there's some Japanese maples there, and every morning I run my fingers through their leaves and just send love and blessings, tell them good morning. And they have roots, and their roots communicate with each other, and that goes, our love that we send go a long way. So keep that in mind each and every day. If you can't hug a tree, or you feel too embarrassed to hug a tree.
I hugged a tree last week, and I had a picture, and I sent it to Nancy. I'm like, Nancy, I'm hugging a tree for you.
Oh, she showed me that. Or did you send it to me too?
I don't know, but I hugged a tree, and it was so cute.
Yeah. So it was wonderful chatting. There's a lot more to learn with. I mean, we might even. Here we go. Be still and listen to the heartbeat. Which is it? Is it theirs or is it yours? So these books are so awesome that, yeah, let's definitely do this again. And I love reading all these little quatrains. And
there's lots of lovely little, the writer of the book was going in and putting these little bits of passages
I mean,
in here from Brian, and they're just so lovely. Fairies hide what you want and reveal what you need.
I mean, we could go on and on, but some of us have to get up and go to work. Yeah. So I am sending Fae blessings to each and every one of you. Yes. And please leave in the comments if you would like us to do this again and learn a little more about, because Brian Froud calls it the world of faerie. So it's all the beings and elementals, and of course I wouldn't mind delving more into that.
No, I got a feeling the summer on wheels. So, and then I got my shadowscapes to go along with them. So definitely tapping into Fae this summer.
Yep. So, Heather, I almost called you Fairy. Heather, you have something coming up.
So I'll take Fairy.
Yeah. Do you have anything coming up? Are you Friday night sidekicks as usual?
Yes, it's going to be a blast tomorrow night. Tom from Early Ritual is going to be joining Allison and I. And Allison and I have been just really enjoying doing a lot of just coming up with like a topic, something that's been on our mind or something we want to discuss.
Yeah.
And Tom, he has a background of paranormal and cool esoteric knowledge and, different forms of magic. And we both love, Depeche Mode.
Yes.
And so we talk a lot of music shop. So, Tom doesn't get to get on too often. So I really appreciate him taking the time out to join Allison and I, and I'm sure we're going to have a blast, great conversation. So 8:00, my channel, as always.
8:00.
Yep. And then next week I'm taking the week off. I'm going to do a show with Nancy, and then I need a little sabbatical, just kind of recharge. Yep.
So. I do. I thought I had this week off, and then apparently I don't. So Saturday, Farah, Nancy, and I are doing some readings at 6:00 Eastern. So if you guys want to come and get a little bit of astrological. Is that a word?
Astrological.
Okay, it's late. So Farah does such a wonderful job about integrating the astrology and the tarot together, and I love reading with her, and she's got such fun energy too.
I was going to say she has lovely energy. Yes.
Yeah, and then Monday at 6 with Allie. Oh, and Wednesday with Michelle Marie. And then I go, oh my gosh, next week's busy. Goodness.
And I do have still my poetry on Sunday with Jeff, so I didn't mean to leave Jeff out. So Jeff, we are still on for Sunday. Won't miss my poetry. So that'll be fun.
Ring that bell. Stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe. And truly, we love all of you. We appreciate all of you. And we're going to send you off with blessings. Top.